Hello, my friends. Hello, and welcome to this week's Less Fox Friday. Today is Friday, January 16th, and Less Fox Friday is a space where we pull a card and see where we might be giving too many fox. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Do you get my drift? Because when we give less fox, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, do you get my drift? We clear some cognitive clutter which allows us to create space, inner space, mental space, energetic space. When we create space, we can begin to see more clearly how we want to navigate through the world. Who do I want to be? How do I want to show up? What's most important to me? What matters most? When we can answer those three questions to ourselves honestly, every situation can become as simple as a yes or no choice. We exercise our power, our superpower of choice. And when we reflect on who do I want to be in this situation? Do I want to be the boss? Do I want to be the victim? Do I want to be the sidekick? Do I want to be the main character? How do I want to show up? Do I want to show up living in my values? Do I want to show up pretending to be this person, that person, the other person? Do I want to show up in the way I think I'm supposed to or the way I should show up? And what's most important to me in this situation? How would I like this to turn out? Is it the relational component that's most important? Is it making sure that my voice is heard that's most important? Is it showing data to prove my point, which is also valid and also possibility? We always get to choose. And when we live according to who we are at our core, at our essence, that's our highest self. Who do we want to be? We are always invited to aspire to a higher version of ourselves. Who am I at my best? Recognizing that that's not always sustainable. It's part of a cycle. We also need time to rest and rejuvenate. And this season, this winter season, is a continued invitation to us to nurture ourselves, to create that resting space. And from there, to dream about what do I want to invite in for the spring? What would I like next season to look like? How would I like this season to wrap up? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's only the middle of January. We still have a couple of months of this. The point is, when we get to choose, when we ask ourselves those clarity questions and we get to choose, we are acting in ways that are best for us. And I understand from some work I've done in the past year and a half or so that whenever we choose ourselves, we are also affecting the outcomes of the people around us. Because when I show up at my best, I give my best. When I show up at my best in relationship, I give my best in relationship. I am at my utmost when I am well resourced, when I am nourished and nurtured. Oop, there's a card. So I would ask you, how are you nurturing and nourishing yourself this season now that the holiday hoopla is over? This one's upside down. Now that the holiday hoopla is over, how are you nurturing and nourishing yourself this season? How are you creating a fertile ground for what you'd like to plant and encourage to appear in the spring? And sometimes we don't know that. I don't always know the answer to that. Like, I'm still halfway through today. I'm not sure what 3 months from now is going to look like. Doing my best. And when I think about it, like, what would I like to see in the world? What would I like to see in my world? What would I like to see in community? What would I like to see in circles? What would I like to see in relation? And then that informs how I show up. Anyway, uh, so what I already know that today's card is upside down. I haven't looked at it yet, but upside down cards want our attention even more. We give them a little more weight. They carry a little more oomph. So let's see what oomph this zesty card is carrying. Step away from the crazy making diet for a hot second. Kale tastes like ass. Mm, there we go. Eat some yummy shiz. Bacon, chocolate, beer. Get some. So, we were just talking about how are you nurturing and nourishing yourself. And this came in upside down as a message about nourishing and nurturing. So sometimes kale probably does taste not very nice. And we also understand that as human beings with functional bodies, it's helpful to us to eat foods that nourish and nurture our bodies to make sure we're not eating processed foods, except on a rare occasion, to make sure that we're getting the highest quality food we can based on our environment, our budget. I understand it's all over the place for people. What matters is the general idea is that we are feeding our bodies foods that help us stay healthy, foods that help us stay functioning at our best. And then we get this. Step away from the crazy making diet. Stop eating rabbit food. Give yourself what you want. Give yourself an opportunity to have what you want. So then that leads me to a deeper question. It's not only about the food, because it's never about what it seems at the beginning. What is it that you are not allowing yourself to want? What is it that you are not daring to want? What is it that a part of you says, please, yes? And the rest of you says, there's no way. That will never happen. Whatever that is for you, what's stopping you? Just out of curiosity. Because when we stop nurturing and nourishing ourselves and we get depleted, we are still showing up at our best. I'm eliminating the word try this year from my vocabulary. When we are showing up at our best, even if our best is 12%, you've heard me say this before, and we give 100%, we give all 12 of that percent, we've given 100%. And someone with 67% could look at us and go, that's all you got? 12% is it? I need more than 12%. I gave you everything I have. I gave it all. So how are you refilling your well in this season of dormancy, this season of rest? I understand rest is challenging at many levels. Most of us are really busy. Most of us have packed schedules and are really good at playing Tetris, trying to figure out how we're going to fit all the things in. That constant chronic level of urgency creates a heightened activation in the nervous system, which creates kind of a reactive response in the entire body. When I talk to women who are in this state of life and they're just putting one foot in front of the other, and there's always something to be done, we start with 3 questions, and they're not the clarity questions. They have to do with nurturing. What are you eating? Are you hydrated? What's your sleep look like? You might see a recurring pattern here of threes. 3 is my favorite number. So when you ask yourself and answer honestly, how am I eating? Am I hydrated? What does my sleep look like? You can get a good feel for whether or not you're resourced. And when we are fully resourced, everything becomes simpler. Even discomfort becomes more tolerable because our capacity is full. Our capacity is expanded. Our capacity is broader when we're well resourced. When we're under resourced, something's got to give, right? And here's the thing. Is it important to eat healthy? Yes. Is it also important to eat for joy? Yes. Yes. Please eat for joy. Please eat for joy. Part of the reason that we have taste buds is so that we can not only identify what might be harmful, but also experience what brings such beautifully intense and present sensations. Think about a really nice bite of cheesecake, the texture of the cheesecake, the smell of the cheesecake, the taste of the cheesecake, the temperature of the cheesecake. Think about that experience. And if you're not a cheesecake person, then something that you enjoy. That's part of it too. What you and I enjoy are probably different things for different reasons. I may love kale. That may be my bacon, right? I may throw bacon in with my kale. I may drizzle chocolate on my kale. I'm not a beer drinker. Um, when we eat for joy, we are inviting ourselves to experience pleasure in the present moment, which is a gift to ourselves and to everybody around us. Because when we take care of ourselves, when we do what's best for us, we're doing what's best for everyone. So I would invite you this weekend to just check in with yourself. Again, it's not only about the food. Where am I feeling rigid? Where am I feeling honed? Not honed, cramped in. Where am I feeling constricted? There we go. Thank you, brain. Where am I feeling constricted? What would it take for me to make enough space in this constriction just to take a deep breath? I don't have to dismantle it. I don't have to crush it to the ground because that can create its own constriction. What if I just pulled a couple of threads that allowed me to move my arms around and take a deep breath in this space? What would that feel like? And then what would it feel like for me to just relax one of these rigid parameters? Just one, and try that on. Because when we dismantle everything, it's hard to know where the impact has landed and what has just been coincidental, although I don't believe in coincidence. So whatever you're doing that is feeling really constricted and boxy, is it helping? Are you achieving what your goal is with this parameter? Is there some place that you could just stick an elbow out and create a little space? Because this too is where we nurture and nourish ourselves. When I allow myself the space, when I put my elbows out and create the space to take a deep breath, I am nurturing and nourishing myself. So, what would it take for you to choose pleasure, to choose joy, to tune into your sensations, to experience life, what life is offering you in the present moment? What would that look like for you? And it doesn't always look the way we think it's going to look. Thank you for hanging around today and tuning in to Les Fox Friday. I hope you are thinking about some place you can give less fox around rigidity and give less fox around getting it right and maybe creating some space to soften a little bit and to take a deeper breath and come back into the present moment that way. I will see you again next time. Until we see each other again, however that is, please take the very best care